Hi, I'm Beth with 50 Plus Beauty, and I'm excited to be here with you today to teach you how to sleep on your back. And it's very simple. In fact, this will be a very quick video, but I think back sleeping is something that can really help you in terms of the wrinkles on your face, reducing those, and also reducing the bags and puffs under your eyes. But before I get into that, if you're not a subscriber, I hope you'll go ahead and subscribe. It doesn't cost anything. It just notifies you of my future videos, especially when you click that little bell. That way you get email notifications of all my future videos on makeup and skincare for us 50 plus beauties. I started being a back sleeper about 9 months ago because I thought it would really help with the wrinkles on my face, and I saw some other YouTubers who were doing it, and they didn't really teach you how to do it, but they said, it was beneficial for them to sleep on their back. And I started that, and I will tell you, I really didn't notice any difference in my skin that I was aware of. However, I did notice that the bags under my eyes got less and less until they largely started to go away. It used to be that when I would wake up from a night of sleeping on my face, I was a side sleeper, so I was always sleeping like this, and I was not sleeping in a wedge pillow. I was sleeping in a flat little pillow. It used to be that I would wake up and I would have bags under my eyes that wouldn't go away till 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning. But once I started being a back sleeper and specifically sleeping on the wedge pillow, my bags really started to go away. This is the wedge, and it folds up into a little square. I'll show you that. See, it's a little square on the end. I keep this by my bed in the corner, folded up into a little square, just a little rectangle, and it actually matches my bedroom, so that works out well. And then every night I just undo the wedge and sleep on the wedge, and then I wake up in the morning and again put it away. I would really recommend a foldable wedge if you don't have a place to store this thing on a regular basis. The way to train yourself to sleep on your back is really very simple. All I did was I got a pillow, and I happen to have a king size pillow. I think the king size pillows are best because you can't roll over as easily. But basically what you do is for the first few nights you just sleep on your pillow on your back, and you put the pillow underneath your knees. That way, when you wake up in the middle of the night and you try to turn to one side or the other, it just kind of wakes you up and reminds you that you can't do that, that you have to sleep on your back. And I will say that it was a little uncomfortable for maybe the first 3 or 4 nights, but very quickly you get used to it. And before you know it, it becomes second nature to do that. And sleeping on the wedge was the second thing I did. And I probably was a back sleeper for maybe a couple of months, and then I added in the wedge. And again, that takes a little bit of getting used to because you're sleeping on an incline. But it is kind of nice when you're watching TV because you can just put a pillow on top of that and sleep on the wedge. I will say though that at night I took the pillow away because for a while I was sleeping on the wedge with a pillow on top of it, so my chin was like this and it was not comfortable, and it ended up kind of hurting my neck. So now in the evenings when I'm watching TV before bed, I will use the pillow, and then I'll remove the pillow before I go to sleep. And in terms of the effects of the back sleeping and the wedge pillow, I didn't really notice dramatic effects in terms of the wrinkles on my skin at all. But as I mentioned, the bags really did go down, and I really appreciated that. It wasn't until I stopped sleeping on the wedge that I really noticed that it was making a big difference. And how I realized that was that you all may know that I went through a knee replacement surgery, and I was very uncomfortable after the knee replacement surgery. I had to do basically any position at night to keep my knee comfortable, and a lot of that time that was sleeping on my side. So I threw the wedge on the floor after about the first night of being uncomfortable, and so I slept any which way, which was mostly on the side like this, for about a week. And within a few days of sleeping the way I had before, like all scrunched up on the side of my face, I started getting wrinkles, and I started just getting a bad texture to my skin. My skin just looked puffy, and certainly my under eyes looked puffy. I was looking about 5 years older all of a sudden in just less than a week of not sleeping on my wedge and not sleeping on my back. So I was convinced after that brief stint without the wedge and without sleeping on my back that I was really experiencing major benefits to my face through the back sleeping. If you're not a back sleeper right now, I hope you give it a try. Think of the impact of 8 hours every day of sleeping like this. It is going to make a difference in the way your face looks, not to have that stress on your skin every night, pushing your face into unnatural positions. Now again, if you're not a subscriber, I hope you subscribe and just click that little bell to be notified of my future videos. I always like to leave you with a little thought for the day. We are going to go to this card deck, The Language of Letting Go. Okay, let's go ahead and choose a card. Oh, that's a good one. Initiating friendship. Initiating friendship. Good card. Today I will pay attention to my behaviors and actions as I form new friendships. I will notice who I'm attracted to and why, and not worry about whether the other person likes me or accepts me. If I make a mistake, it's okay. I learn something valuable from every interaction with another person. I love this card, and the reason I love it is because it seems like in the first half we have a lot of activities that automatically give us friendships. Our kids have sports activities and school activities, and we become friends with other parents or things like that. But as we get older, it seems like it becomes harder and harder to initiate friendships. Plus, I think we get a little stuck in our ways and we tend to go around with the same groups of people and not really bring new people into our orbit. So in the second half, let's realize that while we need to keep our old friends, we can make new ones, and we need to get out of our comfort zone and extend ourselves and meet new people. Because when we let other people into our lives, we're happier, we're healthier, and we have a marvelous second half. Take care. See you next time.